Hi, Stitcher.
Hi.
Welcome to the Pattern Queens episode 35. Today is Sunday, June 21st, 2020. It's Father's Day in the United States.
Yes.
And I am Laura.
I'm Keisha.
And this is a channel about cross-stitch.
And friendship. And rambles. And lots of shenanigans.
There were lots of shenanigans this week.
Oh my goodness, so many shenanigans. So I'm just going to say up top, yesterday, as you know, there was the Pattern Prince Sal, if you've been watching, which we were doing as kind of a virtual baby shower because I didn't think I was going to have a baby shower. And apparently, this entire time, Laura and Katie, the ghosts behind the computer, have been planning a virtual baby shower for me for the exact same day I wanted to start that Sal.
We chose the day before you did.
That's amazing. So yesterday, Laura and Katie are like, do you want to go to the cross-stitch store? And of course I'm like, yes, I want to go. So they pick me up and then we go to the place where we usually, pre-COVID, would all get together and stitch. And Laura's like, oh yeah, I need to go in here. Our friend Laura Rodriguez has some things that I'm going to look at, and you could probably come in and go through those patterns too. And so I walk in with Katie, and there's my mom, and also a computer with all of my stitchy friends on it. And decorations and everything. So I had a Zoom baby shower, and so many people sent presents and like sat and stitched while we were having the baby shower, and it was just wonderful. There were so many people came and sent their well wishes, and this community is just great.
It is. It's really awesome. Katie had gotten the idea that we should ask everybody if they wanted to work on their piece that they're doing for the Pattern Prince Sal. So I think you're going to see a lot of hashtags, although here's what I've learned. There's a hashtag the Pattern Prince Sal, and there's also a hashtag Pattern Prince Sal. So tag both, tag either.
Right.
We'll be for both.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. I put out a call. If you got skipped in this, I'm very sorry. And I'm just going to say that publicly. I'm very sorry, because when you try to create a room on Messenger, on AOL Messenger, it doesn't, I'm sorry, Facebook Messenger. I keep saying the wrong thing. But anyway, when you try and do that, it doesn't bring up your whole list of friends. There's somebody who, there are a couple people who are active in our group, and they did not come up on my list. And I had started the room, and I'm like, hey, if there's somebody here that you don't see, please add them in. And people added other people in. Shiloh, your sister-in-law, was amazing. She was a great resource and really helped out a lot, and it was fun to plan and surprise you.
Yeah, it was great. And I have a bunch of stitched pieces, more people than I thought, like actually stitched things. And I'll show those to you, everyone, in a later video. I still have like bags of presents from the baby shower that I have not unloaded yet, and I don't want to accidentally miss something that someone had stitched for me. So I promise I'll show them. There's lots of good things, especially if you're into sheep.
It was really fun, and I couldn't see the computer because we were behind it, but I know that people sat and stitched through the whole thing.
Right. Which was perfect, because I don't know, I've been to a few baby showers, and during the present opening part, you're just like, presents.
Well, so and everybody would have been staring at you.
Right.
Which I know would have made you feel totally comfortable.
Well, I like being the center of attention when I mean to be.
Oh, so it was awesome. And we were trying very hard to surprise you and to keep it. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you guys now, because this is my funny story for the whole thing. We had already talked about it. We had already started the group, and literally the next day, Keisha and I get on, and we always talk a little bit before we film. And Keisha said, okay, So I'm probably not going to have a baby shower, and because of COVID. So I thought maybe it would be fun to do a baby shower stitch along. And I'm sitting trying to be real solemn and empathetic and the whole thing, and just, I'm going, yeah, yeah. And on the other side, the disembodied voice that you guys can't see, she's back there cackling up a storm. And I'm having to try and sit here and not have a reaction and be empathetic and focus on Keisha. So it was every time we've talked about this for like a month, I've had to just like completely shut it off. And if Katie is not on camera, then she is in the background laughing her butt off. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad that we had the stitch along anyway so that all of our friends could participate.
Yes, and it was, that's always a fun way. There have been a lot of people who have been encouraging you all to get on and, find a group and get on and have a chat. Let me tell you that we have a group that is chatting. Now, we're not video chatting on Thursday nights. We're text chatting. We probably could do a video chat, but it would only be 8 people because we use Facebook Messenger. But find some friends, pick a time to do it, and just sit and chat. If you video chat, it's really nice because you can all keep stitching, and then when it gets quiet, you understand why.
Right.
If you're text chatting, then it's like, okay, why am I even here? Because there is nothing going on.
Right. I'll talk for a little bit, and then I will just go away because I'm concentrating on what I'm stitching.
Well, yeah, and everybody has that point where they're just counting, and it's hard to be doing anything active. Now, if you could be talking while you're stitching, that would be one thing, but
right.
Yeah. But it is fun. Katie said it's like Flosstube Live. I wanted to say this. So in our comments, Clothesline Crafts, I messed that up. Clothesline Crafts Caroline said, I love the idea of a long dog Sal next year. Would love to stitch Anzac. Enjoy your day on Saturday. Lots of lovely pieces. So, did everyone see that Long Dog came out with a new pattern?
Yes.
And do you have a picture of it? Are you pulling it up?
I'll pull it up.
It's called Pandemic, and it's free right now.
Yeah, it's free for 7 days, and I think the first day was maybe Friday.
I think that's right, because we were getting up and making a road trip. So yeah, that's it. It has reindeer and peacocks. Keisha, it's for you. It has peacocks.
Peacocks.
So it's now made my decision very difficult.
I know. I'm like, well, I was going to do Death by Cross Stitch, but also I like this a lot.
It would be so fun. Yeah. So anyway, it's great. And all you have to do, I think you can just go on the Long Dog site, and it says something about it on the page, right?
It does. And then you click on it, and I was able to just download it instantly. So.
But also, I will see if I can copy the link that they sent. Actually, I think even the link just took me to the Long Dog page, and I had to look for it and click it. But I'll see if I can do that and include it in the show notes.
Awesome.
So, and then I love this. Sue Painter said, Keisha, I laughed when you said you were eyeing the mushroom Lugana because I was thinking that very same thing. I loved your message at the end regarding fabric. Stitch what makes you happy on the fabric you enjoy. And yeah, thank you, Sue. That is absolutely the message we're trying to get out. Just because I prefer linen as a personal preference, and it's, it's a feel thing with me. And we were talking about it's an astigmatism thing too. Does not mean that I don't appreciate work on all sorts of fabrics. I just don't want to have to work with them.
Right. And I like stitching on everything, but I definitely go through phases where I'm like, this is what I like to stitch on best right now. And then like a month later, I'm like, oh no, this is what I like to stitch best right now.
And I mean, people say, oh, I love even weave because all the threads are exactly the
Yeah.
same. And, you absolutely know that you get there. I get that. For me, I split those threads
Hmm.
every time I stitch on them. It is a real problem for me. So then I'm very frustrated every time I stitch on it.
Right.
And
And you just want to stitch on something that you like and that's relaxing because it's a hobby. You shouldn't have to struggle too much with it.
yeah, so it should be fun, and that's why I like my linen. And actually, I mean, when you do the know your needle worker tag, the one word that I use to describe me is wonky, or something like that.
Mhm.
And wonky is what stitches look like on linen because you get thin threads and thick threads, and
Right.
sometimes you get really thick threads.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And sometimes that like totally adds to your piece, especially things like samplers and things like that.
Mm-hmm. I
So,
think it has to do with personality types. I am not a person to line things up in a straight line because I struggle to make straight lines. So, you know,
right.
anyway, I was trying to see. Oh, yeah, Michelle told you we are the same person.
Oh yes, yeah, Michelle Bendy. She'll stitch on anything. Give her a piece of paper and she'll poke holes in it. Stitch on anything.
um, so Connie said, good seeing you both again. Keisha, I am having fun stitching your sheep. I can tell you that now since I am watching after the baby shower.
Oh yes, Connie of Count Twice, Stitch Once is stitching this beautiful sheep.
Yes.
It's gorgeous. I'm so excited about that.
And it's over one.
Yes.
So
I'm,
she just posted a picture of it on
uh,
Instagram. So you
yeah.
guys should go check it out. It's a black sheep with
uh,
orangey spots. It is
yeah.
beautiful.
It's so pretty.
So, and we had lots of cool comments. I just loved it.
Mhm.
I was trying to look real quick. Diane Hosford said she stitched Rodney and Rebecca a couple years ago and never fully finished it. And now that we gave her a reminder since I showed those last week, and she's thinking she'll go back and get those finished up so she can have them up.
Oh, awesome.
So it was cool.
Mhm.
um, I don't even know if we said that we wanted to welcome everyone to our video, but welcome.
Hey, we've been here for a while. Thanks for staying till the welcome, everyone.
We're a little fun and excited today. So we have something big to show, but we're going to wait it till the end of the video.
Yeah, wait until the end and we'll tease it before just in case you don't want to see it and you can turn off our video early.
Right. We're going to give you a spoiler alert. So we're saving a finish till the end.
A finish for Laura and an in progress for me.
Yes, but you are very close.
Yes, I'm getting there.
Yeah. So, okay. So then first up would be, or next up would be our stash. Do you have stash this week?
I do have a little bit of stash, and I'll show it whenever we get to whips because I did buy a piece of fabric for the pattern print Sal. So I'll show
Awesome.
that when we get there.
Okay, I got to figure out. I got to get a couple things out of here because when I move back here to Katie's room, I tend to shove things in my pretty bags. This is one of my pretty Judy bags. I showed this last week.
Mm-hmm.
I had a stash week because I hang with Katie Landis.
I know you told me that you were going to go shopping, and I was like, oh man, another heavy stash week. I can't do it.
Yeah, it's kind of like, Okay, so
Perfect. We love
gonna
to
do
see all the
stuff.
pretty things.
Yeah, I'm gonna do stuff kind of out of order just because. Yeah, you can hear me. Katie's laughing at me because I'm over here trying to figure out what in the heck I'm doing. So I'm gonna start. We went to Picture This Plus to pick up an order. So Katie and I like to get out of the house, and we like to do it safely. So we have arranged with some of the people who we work with that we'll just go pick things up. If they're close enough, we'll go pick things up. I got this beautiful piece of spice linen,
Ooh.
which I really love. And this one is, I did bigger counts for me. Picture this plus fabric. I love it, but I have a problem seeing the holes with it sometimes because they wash it. It is completely color fast, but it means that like even my 28 count is more like a 32. And
Right.
because they wash, then I end up kind of splitting those threads too sometimes. Like I told you I do unevenly. So then I'm not going to pull this one out. I got a beautiful piece. Maybe I have to. Of crystal flapper. Okay, and I got this because I saw Julie, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world, stitch some Halloween pieces. She did a piece that's all done in black on this, on crystal flapper. And it was kind of unexpected. And I don't know that I have that exact piece, but I have a couple of pieces where I would stitch them with just black, and it was beautiful on this. So that was my inspiration.
Very cool.
And then I've been feeling very frogwarts, very hogwarts. So I got a piece of rubius. It's spelled differently, but it's this really pretty red.
Mm.
And okay, right here in the middle of my stash, I'm going to say JK made some horrible comments. Horrible comments. But what we have decided, somebody had posted saying frog, or I see, I keep saying frogwarts because that's our thing. Hogwarts and Harry Potter do not belong to her anymore. They belong to us.
Right.
And that's what I'm choosing to think.
Yeah, and a lot of people who have been involved with the movie franchises have come out with just wonderful statements in support of the trans community. And so, usually I'm a book Harry Potter, but right now I'm a movie Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm. So we in no way support those views and feelings and thoughts. I'm going to be crinkling a bunch here. But yeah, I mean, I love the Harry Potter stuff, and Keisha is the same age as my daughter, and it's what got Katie really into reading.
Right.
That's the age you guys were the same age Harry was.
Yeah, as the books were coming out.
So, I mean, that's a huge thing for your generation, and I just, yeah, I'm choosing to not let that taint it. I got really lucky on the Stitch Me. You remember last week I told you I was going to show you some things? Well, I got a couple pieces of fabric and I got some floss. So this is, I don't think she names these. This is just a really pretty blue. Oh, I can't get it. There we go. And I've got it doubled so you can kind of see.
That is so pretty.
There we go. That's really good, huh? It's lovely. And I'm trying to be neat and put things away as I go. And I have another one here, and I'm going to make lots of crinkles. Now this one I got a fat quarter. I managed to snag an 18 by 27. And I think the reason that I got the other one, maybe this isn't the one. Maybe that was last week. This one says it's also a fat quarter. What's my favorite color?
Purple.
Look at this.
Oh, wow.
It is so gorgeous. I love all that modeling. I mean, it is just beautiful, beautiful fabric.
Yes.
So I was really excited to get those two.
Right.
Yeah, what I'll do on them. But, gotta have stuff to do, right? Oh, and then maybe I'll leave that one for a minute. Then I got a couple of hanks of floss, and I think they're both, I don't know if they're both silk or I have one cotton and one silk. Come on. Oh my gosh. I'm really struggling with the bag, you guys, because I'm trying to get it out here quick.
It's always easier to get things out than to get them back in.
It is. This one is called Earth.
Oh, wow.
It is beautiful. I mean, it is beautiful fluff. And this one is 50 yards. And then I got 100 yards. Because I was just like, I want to try some of this. So I was like, me. This is called Evil Queen.
Oh, wow.
And see why I kept the fabric out? Because I don't know if that detracts. I think you can really see it all pretty well. There we go. But look at that.
Wow.
I just loved that. So that was my haul from Beat Stitch Me. And I turned off my alarms for a while because I got stuff from both of the groups and I need to just not be tempted for a little bit.
Right.
I came in, I was coming back to Katie's room this morning and she said, so did you get some fabric and floss today? And I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Because I'm just setting up to work, to do our film, our video. And she goes, from the website, from the auctions. And I'm like, oh, no. Not unless I can have your credit card number.
That's why I don't join a lot of those groups because I'm like, oh, the temptation.
Well, okay. And like when you say me, please, you don't know if you've gotten it or not.
Right.
So I said me, please on these things. And then my invoice came and I'm like, oh, I got very fortunate.
Right.
Katie, I think I got the 1, 2, 3. This.
Yep.
Okay. So I've been in like a patriotic mood trying to, and I've been stitching the models, so that's not been happening.
Right.
But Katie got me Knee High from Hands On Designs, which I think is adorable.
Yeah, that little flag at the bottom is really cute.
Oh yeah, really, really fun. And of course, Knee High by the 4th of July. They're talking about all the corn growing up the sides. Then the next one I got is from Hands On Designs also, and it is Memorial Day.
Oh.
Okay, now the cool thing is, I'm going to get close. Can you see that flag?
Yes.
She did all those fun stitches on top of the red lines.
That's super fun.
Each one. So it'll be just a fun thing to stitch.
Yeah.
And I pulled this one out. Okay, that was Hands On. And then, so Kathy Haberman. Then Diane Grick from Silver Creek Samplers has Liberty Hill Farm.
Nice.
And I think this is the one. Well, it's the wrong, there must be, I'll have to check this out because it says Liberty Hill Farm, but on the back it says Beth's Liberty Hill Farm. And this is Diane. Beth is
Heartstring Samplery.
No. Oh my gosh. I'm going blank. Maybe it is Beth from Heartstring Samplery. I was thinking of somebody else, but I was thinking it was this pattern, which I had wanted to do. I got all of these. If I can get a hold of them, I'm almost there. I got all of the sulkies.
Oh, wow. Well, you're just going to have a sulky party between that and your chocolate bunnies.
Yeah, well, and this is what I'm in the mood for, so this is what I'll do. I am going to have to go back and look. Yeah, she says Beth of Summer House Stitchworks. So I'm going to have to go back and look and see if Beth has a Liberty Hill Farm design, because you can stitch both of the patterns with the same color palette.
Oh, awesome.
So I'm looking at the other one that I have here, and I think it would work. I mean, I think those are the same colors. But I will go back and look and see if Summer House Stitchwork has that same design name, and see if I can do those. But that's from my stash, something that I wanted to start, and the other one that, I'm going to do the two of them. So if not, maybe I'll have another piece of stash next week.
Awesome.
That's it for my stash.
All right.
Okay.
Well, then I guess it's time for whips.
It is.
Time for whips. Well, I worked on the model some more this week, so I'm not going to show you that just yet. But I did work on Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow, working on this block, and not a whole lot of stitching got done because I was really tired on Thursday. And I have a little bit of a story about this piece too. So that's where I got to. I pretty much finished out the house.
So cute.
And you see this weird line here? That's obviously not part of my Hawk Run Hollow piece. So I was actually in a play this week too, that we did last night. So I had a very full day yesterday. So the community theater in the town I graduated from has been doing quarantine theater, is what they've been calling it. And basically we all get on one great big Zoom call and do a play. And I was asked by my friend who was directing it if I wanted to be part. And, well, first off, I said, how much do I have to memorize? Because my brain is Swiss cheese right now. And she said, well, it's online, so you can have the script in front of you. And so I was like, well, sure, I'll do that. But there's a line in the play where we're looking at a quilt that this woman had done. And I was supposed to talk about how her stitches were really even in the space she had been working on before, but then they get all uneven and not straight. So this was my prop for that play, because it was like my biggest piece that I had in a hoop that I could pretend was maybe a quilt. So
you have to do some intentional unstitching.
Yes. This is not how I would normally backstitch a straight line, guys. I promise. Sometimes it gets a little wonky, but so that's the story behind that piece. But anyway, that's what I worked on Hawk Run Hollow. And then I started a new thing yesterday. And this is for the pattern print Sal. So I'm stitching this for the baby's room. And this is a Cheeky Escape. It's a mini Hade. And the artist is Lucy Pitaway. And I just love this. I think it's so cute. But we've been joking about how there are flowers covering the sheep's butts. So, but anyway, so this is where the new stash comes in. I went in, I bought a fat quarter. It's kind of yellowish. It's a 25 count linen. And it is our LNS CC's has a thing where you can buy like bolt ends or things with flaws for less. And this was the end of a bolt. I was like, well, that doesn't matter to me. So I got 300 stitches in. 2 of these stitches are one color, and 298 are a different color.
So, and they said she stitched a heart.
I know. So that's my big start on that. And I did that yesterday evening. But I didn't have a whole lot of time yesterday evening with the play and just being tired. I went to bed about 10:30 yesterday. So
I bet we wore you out, because that was a lot of emotional.
Oh, yeah. So that's my whips from this week.
Okay, my whips this week. Sorry, I should have been kind of pulling those up, huh?
That's okay.
Okay, so for one of my starts, I have this blue bag because it's for the baby shower start.
Yes.
The pattern print Sal, and I am doing this piece, Samplers by the Scarlet House, and right over here on the little hill, she has an alternate chart that puts sheep on there. So that's what I will be doing. I'm going to show you my huge start because by the time I started this last night, I was exhausted. Here it is.
Nice.
Very exciting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I did 14 blocks of 4.
Okay.
So yeah, like a whole 56 stitches.
That's okay.
And then also in another blue bag, this one I just really, really wanted to start, and I started it on the 20th, but like while I was still up on Thursday night. So it was
On Friday
officially,
night?
yeah, on Friday night, sorry. So it was officially the 20th, but by the clock, but I hadn't gone to bed yet.
Right.
And you know how I play with that sometimes.
Yeah.
So I should pull one of these out. I started this piece that our LNS owner designed. It's Count Your Friends from Rosie and Me. And I showed you guys this just a couple of weeks ago when I got it in stash.
Mm-hmm.
And another really big start. So I'm using Classic Colorworks Argyle socks, which is blue and purple together. So I am using blue.
Nice.
And, it's kind of appropriate. Count your friends. So I have a big line.
Ooh.
So that's how wide my piece will be. And I've started going up the side. And you can see I did my trick. We always try and tell you this, where every 10th stitch, I only did half of the stitch.
Mm-hmm.
Because that makes it easier to count. So, and this one is 157 wide. So I've got that in by 199. And really, I'm just kind of running out my floss at this point because I'll figure out what I want to do. But I'm doing the whole thing in the Argyle socks.
Oh, fun. Man, stitching lines is brutal sometimes.
Well, and I did that as I was coming down from the high of finishing my model.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was kind of good to just get in and just stitch a straight line and be done with it.
Right.
And I do want to say I didn't do Hawk Run Hollow this week because I was trying to get that model finished. We needed it for a reveal last night. And also, if you have ordered Booksleeves from Love You More, this is new stash for me. I got another Love You More shirt.
With the bunny.
Yes, I love this one with the whole line of them. And
Mm-hmm.
it is the softest shirt. It just feels so good. So anyway, if you have ordered Booksleeves from us in the last week, I have not gotten those out because I've been model stitching, trying to get that done. And I am finishing those up today and a little bit tomorrow. And I will be getting them out. We'll be getting them wrapped and out in the mail. And they will all go out. So we're a little bit behind. I hope everybody will give us a little grace on that. And now, we've gotten a lot finished and things are a little more easy for me to plan and get things done.
Right.
So do you want to talk about plans?
Yes. Okay. So my plans are to finish my model since, you finished yours. And I'm getting pretty close on it. So hopefully I'm hoping for a finish, especially since I didn't have a whole lot of stitching time this past week with play rehearsals. I should have more time to dedicate to the model stitch this week.
What's amazing is that it was not a race to see who could get it done first, but I had to get mine done in a certain amount of time.
Right.
And Keisha has been doing a fabulous job of moving that thing along. So, and we've talked about, you've heard us talk about, I'm a pretty fast stitcher.
Mm-hmm.
And Keisha will tell you she is not as quick, but it just, we were moving, trying to get this done. And she's got a lot done.
Yeah.
And so wait for corrections.
Yeah. Well, and it's fine. It's fine. Katie said by the end of June. So I have another week. But so yeah, my plan is to finish up on the model and then Hawk Run Hollow on Thursday, because Hawk Run Hollow Thursdays. And then I'd like to work some more on this Hate. It's kind of nice after working on the model to kind of go and just do like 100 stitches in one color.
Yes. And you'll see what we're talking about at the end here.
Yeah.
So, okay, a couple of weeks ago, I spun some things, and I have not gotten a chance to work on them. So I have pulled them out to show you what it is that I am going to focus on this week. I am so excited. I can't stand it.
I bet there's nothing like being told that you have to work monogamously on one thing to make you be like, but these are all the things I want to be working on.
Yes. And I looked at this, and there is not a sheep on this one. There's plenty of blue, but there is not a sheep. So I didn't choose it for the South. So this is Jardin Privé's Sampler of Books.
Oh, yes.
And it is a beautiful piece. And I'm over, I stitch right to left, so I'm in this corner.
Mm-hmm.
And I pulled it out so you guys could see. This is beautiful fabric that Doug dyed for me.
I love the colors of that alphabet.
Yeah, thank you. I have done kind of my own conversion on it because it's all done in DMC and it's beautiful. My fabric is called Sunny Lara.
Oh.
Isn't that sweet? They are such nice people, Doug and Vicky. So that's one that I had spun to work on. And then the other one, and oh my gosh, I was so excited. This is one of my 10 and 20. And I have not gotten diddly done on this. So it really needs some love. I'm going to try and pull the pattern first. It's in another one of my Judy bags. You can't tell I like all the purple bags that Judy. Oh my gosh. And look at my button.
Oh, the button. I know what's in this bag. I'm excited.
It is Plum Street Samplers Blackberry House.
I love this.
And I have this beautiful piece of fabric from Picture This Plus. And this is how far I have gotten. Do I have it all on? There we go. Somebody told me that it looks like blackberries have been smashed all over my fabric. And
yes, I was the one who told you that.
It was you. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So I love this. It's just the coolest fabric.
Yes.
This might have been an orphan because it's such a weird dye, you know, but my goal would be to definitely finish up down in this box, because I think all I have left to do is fill in the blackberries, and then I'll move up and probably do the house next. It's a little house.
It's a Lara-sized house.
That urn is huge.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
The other thing, I should say this because, you know, people like when I point this out. So my B and my JKL are a different color from the rest of the alphabet. And that's because those are my family members. There we go. Now you can see the JKL pretty well. So on this one, I did that. On samplers that I pulled out from Scarlet House, I will not be changing those, I don't think, because the letters are not all done in the same color. And they're kind of in a pattern. And I don't know that I want to change that. So those are my two for this week. And then I showed you those patriotic ones that I want to work on. But I don't even think I've told Keisha this. Also in July, on the 25th, I'm going to have a Christmas in July start.
Nice.
And I may start a couple of other Christmas pieces during the month. So one that I want to have started, because it's going to take a long time, is a Churchyard Christmas from Praiseworthy Stitches.
Oh, you're bringing that one out.
Yes. So this is the fabric that I found. It's a 28 count. It's from Silk Weaver. It was a solo.
Wow.
I just love this. It's just a nice gray blue. I think it'll fit really well for this piece. It's a pretty good, oh, you can't really see that. It's a pretty good match. Mine's maybe a little darker.
Nice. The white snow will pop a lot on that fabric.
Oh, yeah. And look, this is all my floss.
Wow.
So I'll need to spend some time in the next week or so bagging everything up, getting it all ready. And maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that some night when I'm like really exhausted and just, need something mindless to do. That will be a good one. But it's a lot of floss. And actually, I think I have to find the rest of it. I have 3 or 4 pieces that came in, 3 or 4 skeins that came in that Cece's just gave to me. So, but that's what's on my radar.
Nice.
I'm kind of thinking I'm going to have probably 4 or 5 patriotic starts, and I'll probably work on other patriotic pieces during the month. I've got to get my 10 and 20 on track because I've only finished one. And we're halfway through the year.
But that's one more than you had finished at the beginning of the year.
It is. And I do have to say that several of mine are really close to the end. So if I can have a week of really concentrated stitching, I'm going to finish a project.
Right.
So they're kind of like all moving along and getting to that, just finish me up.
Right.
Stitch. So, and I don't know if I'm going to talk you into doing anything in July, but
I don't know.
now you've seen what I'm thinking. So my birthday is July 3rd, and I'll choose something special for a start. And I think I know what it is. And probably I'll show you guys next week.
Awesome. That sounds great.
So at this point, we want to tell you thank you for watching us. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Yes. Thank you for listening to all of the baby shower rambles up top.
And if you don't, what we're going to show is the models for the Frogwarts retreat. So if you don't want to see that, you should leave now. And that's okay with us. If you would like to see this, you are more than welcome to stick around. We showed it in the Frogwarts group last night, so they have already seen it. So, okay, I'm getting mine.
All right, I'm getting mine.
Oh, I have it backwards. That's funny.
Oh, well, don't show them that way.
Yeah, I don't know what that back looks like. So this is called Frogwarts Year 1 Band Sampler. Here's mine on 32 count vellum with a lot of overdyed floss.
Yeah, and this is mine, and it is on 36 count. I forget the name of the. Do you remember? It's
Parchment from Fiber on a Whim.
Okay.
Fibers on a Whim.
It's on 36 count, and it's all DMC. There's some DMC étoile in there.
You can see Katie did a pretty good job converting these colors because they're really close.
They're really close. So.
And if you are part of the Frogwarts group and you didn't see it on the live last night, yours looks so good.
Oh, thank you.
It's so good. I should have done a slow pan, huh? Okay, here's mine. It has the quote at the bottom. It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. And that is done 1/1. However, Katie is also doing a conversion that will be a backstitched version of that, so that people who want to stitch on Ada or who don't want to stitch over 1 can still make the quote fit in that space.
That's awesome.
Oh, and it does have some little specialty stitches. These are eyelets. But you see the hole through there?
Uh-huh.
But I did also say, so the way that her eyelets are set up, the X's go to the corners, and then she's moved in one thread to do the other 4 points because you're always pulling from the center. However, if you wanted to substitute something, you could do a Smyrna cross, and they would all go, like if you're on Ada, they would all go through a hole and not through a middle. So
That's
a big
awesome.
Smyrna cross would be beautiful, the same as these. So not
Right.
not a difficult fix at all.
That's good. I'm glad that there's an alternative for people who would rather stitch on Ada or don't want to do the over one, because that's not for everyone. And some people like the look of Ada.
Yeah.
So I know that our friend Athena is very much an 18 count Ada stitcher. And so I'm sure that made her very happy when she found out she didn't have to split those boxes.
Yeah. I am expecting Athena to get a piece of fabric and dye it.
Oh, she probably will. You know Athena.
Because it will be awesome. And I will say, okay, so this is a whole bunch of specialty flosses. If you go look at the Black Needle Society, Katie did a floss toss. And you can see all of these. Mine is on 32 count vellum from Picture This Plus. She did a floss toss on the fabric, and you can see all of the things. Like some of these greens are seriously only used right here. And
Right.
Fallen Leaves, which is a beautiful color, is only used for Ron's hair in this.
And the bottle.
Oh, in the bottle. Yes. It's used in this bottle. However, Katie has chosen this color palette for all 7 years. So just because you only do a couple stitches on this one doesn't mean that it's not going to be used later on.
Right.
So, and
honestly, this DMC conversion is beautiful. The colors are really bright. So if you'd rather just do DMC, do it. Or pick a couple, maybe like ones for the words or something. A couple of specialty flosses that are over dyed. Just kind of pick and choose, I think.
Man, we're getting a sparkle great on your key.
Yeah. The étoile is fun. You should do the étoile.
It is really pretty. So, but this piece will end up being, it's 222 stitches wide. And when it gets finished, it will be 599 stitches long.
Oh, yeah. So this is a band sampler, which means as we progress through Frogwarts retreats and through the years of Harry Potter, there will be more bands. So the way you stitched yours, you stitched it to finish it just the one band. And I have a piece of fabric where I'm going to be stitching for all 7 years.
Thank you,
Keisha!
Did you hear Katie?
No.
Here.
Thank you, Keisha.
You're welcome. So mine is a long-term commitment.
And mine will be short-term commitments every year.
Right.
So, and you know, we'll see if we want to do these exactly the same every year. We may put, you know, I don't know. Katie will decide what she wants to do, but it when you're figuring that 222 by 599, I have the Stitch in the Night Away app, which is great because you can plug in what you want and it immediately tells you how many stitches, how big your fabric needs to be. Okay, so if I were stitching this on 28 count over 2 and I add a 2-inch border all the way around, my fabric would need to be 20 by 47. Now, 20 is wider than a 1/4 yard, and obviously it's not going to fit on a 1/4 yard anyway. But I think you could get, let me think about this. If we do it on 32, that immediately goes down to 18 by 42. And I'm not sure how long a long 1/4 is. Maybe it's just 36 inches. You'd probably have to get like a long half, and they would do, they would get you a piece that was 18 inches wide. But you can see anything smaller than 28, and you're already on that 18. Is kind of a nice place to be able to
to
fit it. So,
And
and
that's a 16 count Ada for our Ada stitching friends.
yes. And did you leave room for like anything extra on the piece that you have? Or
I started 2 inches in from the top and from the left because I always start in the left hand corner. So I'll have some extra over on the right hand side because I'm not going to reach the right hand side. So.
Oh yeah, this has been fun because Keisha started up here and was really booking along, and I was so jealous because I started on the mirror and fluffy that are attached. And I stitched this white. I stitched most of the mirror in the car on various trips because, of course, we've had to make various trips. But the white alone in here is about 750 stitches. I stitched like 500 of them on one trip, and I stitched the other 250 that night when we got home. But yeah, just to fill that in. So this piece is, you said right over?
Under.
Right under. I always get confused. Keisha
It feels like over. It feels like over.
Yeah. It's right around 11,000 stitches. And Keisha can tell you how many stitches are in each individual part of this, and probably the whole thing too.
Because that's how I motivate myself. I'm like, well, I could probably get this small thing done, or I could probably get this mirror done in 3 days.
and maybe it's because Keisha's name on Instagram is Acctgforstitches.
Yeah, as an accountant, I like to know those numbers.
And the other thing that I thought was fun is that here is this border. I'm going to get close enough that you can see it because Keisha doesn't have this started yet.
Yeah.
So that border down there, this part, is taken as an inspiration from the U.S. hardcover books.
Yes.
Where they show the diamonds on the front. So it was kind of a fun way to put a border on it and kind of tie back to the books.
Right.
And Katie's planning to do that as long as they do that, and then she's going to have to figure out what if she wants to make her own combination of colors like that or what. But
right. Well, luckily the ones that don't have the diamonds on the covers definitely have a very distinct color story for the American covers. So
yeah, so I was trying to see where she has them in here.
Well, because like Order of the Phoenix is blues, Half-Blood Prince is green, and Deathly Hallows is oranges. So
yeah, so I think she can probably get in there and probably replicate this idea if she wants it to go through the whole thing. So the next time that you see mine, it will be finished fully. It will be after the retreat, and it will be totally cool because we have our friend Sue Wild all lined up to do finishing for us.
And she is great at finishing. And hopefully the next time you see mine will be in our video next week whenever I show you that I finished it.
And doesn't it feel awesome that we're spending this much time stitching and we finally get to show it?
Yes. Yeah. Well, and I'm sure it's great for everyone else who we've been stitching models. We can't show you.
Yes. It's been really hard, you guys, to not be able to show you what we're stitching because it's like, oh, we really have been stitching. So if you're part of the Frogwarts group and you have not joined the Facebook group, you should ask to do that and we'll get you added in. And there are lots of things to check out in there. And also you would have early access to the pattern because even though we're going to send it in the box, we're giving our Frogwarts retreat goers a PDF version of it if they want. So if you haven't gotten in there yet, then please hop in there and get all signed up and come have fun with us for the weekend.
Yes.
So anyway, that's that. Do you have anything else?
That's it.
So I think that's probably it for us today. And we've rambled a good long time.
We have.
And Katie will yell at me because of the length of the video.
But we promise rambles up top. We can't not give the people the rambles they came for.
That's true. So Okay, tell Timothy Happy Father's Day from
I
me.
will do. Tell Jeff Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. I will. So, and until next week, bye.
Bye. Have a good week.